Namaste dear students, welcome to online class. Dear students, already we are in the fourth chapter, motion in a plane. This is the fourth session. So in this session, we already what and all we studied, just I'll give a brief about the concept what we covered till today. Already we studied about scalars and vectors. Then position and displacement vectors. Position and displacement vectors. Equality of vectors. Equality of vectors. Then multiplication of a vector by a real number. Then we studied addition and subtraction of vectors. In that graphical method we completed. Graphical method. In addition to that, under graphical method, we studied triangular law, triangle law of vector addition, and parallelogram law of vector addition. Lastly, we studied the magnitude and direction of resultant of two vectors acting at a point. So, these concepts already we studied in detail. In today's class, we start resolution of a vector. Resolution of a vector. First, we study the meaning of resolution of a vector. Resolution of a vector is nothing but splitting of a vector, splitting of a vector into two or more components. Splitting of a vector into two or more components is called resolution of a vector. But here you should keep in mind the vector and its component must lie in a same plane. Once again I repeat, for resolution of a vector or for splitting of a vector into two or more components, the given vector and its components must lie in the same plane. For example, consider a vector. This is a vector A. And consider one more vector, say B. These two are the vectors A and B. Now consider a vector capital A, which is whose initial point is O, final point is P. Now what we are doing is this. The procedure, the resolution of a vector I am explaining with an example. See here, this is a given vector. Now what we are doing is this. This given vector is resolved into two components, or the given vector can be written as the sum of linear combination of these two vectors. So Resolution of a vector can also be defined as representing a given vector as linear combination of two or more vectors. Representing a given vector as linear combination of two or more vectors. How we do that? Just you see here. First what you have to do is, this is the vector A. At the tail of the given vector, draw a line parallel to the vector A, like this. Draw a line parallel to the vector A. Then, at the head of the given vector capital A, draw a line parallel to the vector B, like this. So, at the tail of the given vector A, draw a line parallel to the first vector, this. Say, let them intersect at Q. Let them intersect at Q. Say this is the point Q. See here, the vector OQ, I can write it as, just you see this vector A and vector OQ. Clearly, OQ is obtained by multiplying vector A with some real number lambda. Clearly, lambda is greater than 0 because this vector is bigger than this vector. And B, the vector QP, just you see, vector QP is the vector obtained by multiplying a real number for the vector B. Or I can say that real number, I will take it as mu into vector B. So, just you see now, this is the vector OP. I can write it as vector OP, the given vector, as written as vector OQ plus vector QP. Here we used triangle of vector addition or head to tail method, triangle of vector addition. So, OP is nothing but vector A. What is OQ? OQ is nothing but lambda into vector small a plus, what is QP? Mu into vector B. Clearly, just you see here, the given vector is represented as linear combination of its components. So, here this is given vector. These two are components. This and this, these two we say components of the given vector. And the process is called resolution of a vector. So, a single vector is represented as linear combination of two or more vectors. Here, the condition for resolution of a vector is the given vector and its components, given vector and its components must lie in the same plane, must lie in the same plane. Generally, a vector is resolved along two mutually perpendicular directions. Generally, a vector in a plane is resolved along two mutually perpendicular axes. Along two mutually perpendicular axes by using vectors of unit magnitude. By using vectors of unit magnitude. Once again I repeat, this is very important. Generally, a vector in a plane is resolved along two mutually perpendicular axes by using vectors of unit magnitude. Vectors of unit magnitude. Then the components are called rectangular components of given vector. Rectangular components of given vector. That means the idea is very simple. Say this is the xy plane. X, y. Say one general vector. This is a general vector. This general vector is represented as the sum of components along two perpendicular axes, that is components along x-axis as well as components along y-axis. So, a vector in a plane is resolved along two mutually perpendicular directions or axes with the help of vectors of unit magnitude. Here, just what is this? Vectors of unit magnitude, which is very important. That is nothing but unit vector. So, now we move on to unit vector. After studying the meaning of unit vector, then we go for rectangular components of a vector in a plane. So, now the meaning of unit vector. Unit vector. What is unit vector? A vector of unit magnitude and points in a particular direction. Is called unit vector. Once again I repeat, this definition of unit vector is very important for the exam point of view. Unit vector is nothing but a vector of unit magnitude and points in a particular direction is called unit vector. So, here the purpose of unit vector is to specify the particular direction. So, to specify the purpose of unit vector is to specify the direction. And it has no unit and no dimension. It is unitless, dimensionless quantity. So, unit vector is unitless, dimensionless quantity. Just its purpose is to specify particular direction or to represent particular direction. Unit vector is always represented by a letter with a cap. For example, unit vector is always represented by like this. A cap means unit vector in the direction of given vector. For example, the definition of unit vector is very simple, or the mathematical form of unit vector is very simple. A cap, vector A cap is nothing but vector when it is divided by its magnitude, we get unit vector. This is the mathematical form of unit vector. Or given vector can be written as magnitude of the given vector into unit vector. Given vector can be written as the product of magnitude of that vector and unit vector. Here, this is a vector, this is magnitude, this is direction. So, a vector has both magnitude and direction. Here, direction is given by the unit vector. In plane, we have two axes, and in space, we have three coordinate axes. In plane, we have two axes. In space, we have three axes. So, first, this is representation of a plane. Here, this is the origin. Unit vector which specify the direction of positive x-axis is represented by I cap. Unit vector which represents positive x direction is called I cap. Similarly, unit vector which represents the direction of positive y-axis is j cap. This is in case of a plane. Suppose in space we have one more axis. That axis is nothing but z axis. Z. This is in case of space or three dimension. This is the origin. The direction of positive z axis is represented by k cap. Once again I repeat, in plane we have only two directions. One is x-axis direction, y-axis direction. The angle between them is 90 degree. The positive x-axis direction is represented by the unit vector I cap. Positive y direction is represented by j cap, and positive, in case of three dimension, positive z or outward direction is represented by the unit vector k cap. Here, I cap magnitude, j cap magnitude, k cap magnitude is equal to 1. And they are orthogonal to each other. They are orthogonal to each other. These unit vectors, especially in plane and space, or 2 dimension and 3 dimension, they are orthogonal to each other. Or we can say unit vector I is perpendicular to unit vector j. Why they are perpendicular? Because x-axis is perpendicular to y-axis, or j perpendicular to k, because this is j-axis. This angle between y and z-axis is also 90 degree. Similarly, I is perpendicular to k. So they are called orthogonal unit vectors. Orthogonal unit vectors. This is about the meaning of resolution of a vector and unit vector. Now we move on to very important topic, that is resolution of a vector in a plane and in space. Resolution of a vector in plane. Resolution of a vector in plane. Here, consider an xy plane. Say, this is the vector. Say O, P, vector A. Now what you do, already we know along x-axis we have unit vector I cap, along y-axis we have unit vector j cap. Draw perpendicular from the head of the vector A to x-axis and head of the vector A to y-axis. Let theta be the angle between the vector and the x-axis. This is theta. Suppose if this is theta, this is also equal to theta. Clearly, if I represent OM as a vector A1 and ON as a vector A2, clearly from a parallelogram law of vector addition already we know vector OP is equal to vector OM plus vector ON, because here OM and ON are along positive x and positive y axis. OP is the general vector. By using parallelogram law of vector addition, already we studied, if two vectors are represented by two adjacent sides of a parallelogram, here it is a rectangle because 90 degree, then their resultant is represented by the diagonal of the parallelogram drawn from the same point. So, OP is nothing but vector A, that is equal to vector A1 plus vector A2. For this, I will give equation 1. Suppose vector A1 magnitude, I will take it as AX, and vector A2 magnitude, I will take it as AY. Then, see, this length I am taking as AX and this length I am taking as AY. Then, clearly, vector A1 I can write it as AX into I cap. By the definition of unit vector, just you recall the definition of a given vector can be written as magnitude of a vector into unit vector. Same definition is used here. And vector A2 can be written as AY into j cap. So, the given vector A can be written as AX into I cap plus AY into j cap. This is representation of a vector in a plane in terms of rectangular components. Once again, I repeat rectangular components because here a vector is resolved along two mutually perpendicular directions. Mutually perpendicular directions. Now consider in a triangle, in right angle triangle OMP, in right angle triangle OMP, angle or OP square is equal to OM square plus MP square, or A square is equal to AX square plus AY square, or A is equal to square root of ax square plus ay square, where a is the magnitude of the given vector, which is the magnitude. How to find the direction of the given vector? How to represent the direction of the given vector? To find the direction of the given vector, what we do is, say, what is tan theta in the same right angle triangle? What is tan theta in the same right angle triangle? Tan theta is nothing but MP by OM. MP is opposite side, OM is the adjacent side. Opposite by adjacent is nothing but tan. So, tan theta is nothing but MP is nothing but ON by OM. That is clearly AY by AX. Tan theta is nothing but AY by AX. So, this expression tan theta is equal to AY by AX gives the direction of the 2D vector or direction of the vector in plane or 2 dimension. So, direction of A with respect to x axis. Also, just you see in the same triangle, what is sin theta? Sin theta is nothing but opposite by hypotenuse, that is AY by A. Similarly, what is cos theta in the same triangle OMP? Right angle triangle OMP. Basic definitions of trigonometric functions, sine and cos. Cos is nothing but adjacent side by hypotenuse, that is AY by AX by A. What is sine by cos? Sin theta by cos theta is nothing but tan theta. Here also we get the same AY by AX. Sin theta by cos theta, which gives tan theta, which is nothing but AY by AX. Here also tan theta is AY by AX. Now, what is sin square theta plus cos square theta? What is sin square theta plus cos square theta? Sin square theta plus cos square theta is nothing but AY square plus AX square divided by A square divided by A square. Take common, which works out to be AY square plus AX square by A square or A square by A square, which gives 1, which is our very important trigonometric identity. Sin square theta plus cos square theta give rise to 1, because AX square plus AY square already we know, which is nothing but A square. So, sin square theta plus cos square theta is 1. So, in case of a vector in a plane, it is represented as this equation. This equation can also be rewritten as, just you see, A is equal to A cos theta into I cap plus A sin theta into j cap. This is another representation of 2D vector. Because what is AX? AX is nothing but A cos theta. What is AY? AY is nothing but A sin theta. So, vector A can also be written as A cos theta into I cap plus A sin theta into j cap. This is about resolution of a vector in a plane. So, a two-dimensional vector can be resolved along two mutually perpendicular directions Here horizontal component is called AX or A cos theta. Vertical component is called AY or A sin theta. So in two dimension, the vector is represented as AX I cap AY into j cap, where vector represented as linear combination of two unit vectors. One is along positive direction, positive x direction, the other is along positive y direction. Here, magnitude of vector A is given by root of AX square plus AY square. Direction is given by tan theta is equal to AY by AX. This is to remember, to work out the problems. This is very, 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 very important. Now, we generalize this for 3 dimension or for space. What we have to do for space is 3D vector. Already we know a space is represented by 3 mutually perpendicular axes. One is x axis, the other is y axis, the other one is z axis. Unit vectors along x axis we know I cap, y axis j cap, z axis k cap. This is the origin. Now, we are representing a 3-dimensional space. Here, this is the general vector. Say O, this point I will take it as P. This point I will take it as M. This point I will take it as N. This say Q. See here, this is the unit vector along x-axis. This is the vector A. In 3 dimension, just we generalize the 2-dimensional case into 3 dimension. What we have to do is this. Vector A is nothing but vector OP. OP is nothing but, just you see, vector OP is nothing but vector ON plus vector NP. Vector ON plus vector NP. Once again I repeat, vector OP can be written as vector ON and vector NP. NP is nothing but, see here, OP is nothing but vector A. ON, once again just you see the parallelogram law here. This is a parallelogram OM, N, Q. So, ON can be written as OM plus OQ. This ON can be written as ON plus OQ plus NP. Just you tell me what is OM? What is OM? OM is vector along positive x direction, that I will say AX vector or A1 vector, plus OQ is the vector along z direction, that I will take it as AZ vector or A A3 vector plus this is A2 vector. Clearly, see here, OM is nothing but vector A1, that I can write it as AX into I cap. So, AX into I cap. A3 is this vector, this is A3 vector, I can write it as AZ into K cap, where AZ is magnitude of vector A3. A3 vector na magnitude AZ andre. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ plus A2. NP is nothing but this, say OR. NP is nothing but OR. So, which is nothing but AY into J cap. Once again I repeat, see, vector A is AX into I cap plus AZ into K cap plus AY into J cap, or in general A can be written as, first write the X component, then write the Y component, then write the Z component. A is equal to AX into I cap plus AY into J cap plus AZ into K cap. Just you see, in 2 dimensions we have only 2 terms and 2 unit vectors. In the 3 dimension, one more term add up along Z axis, that is AZ into K cap. AZ into K cap. So, this is the representation of or resolution of vector in space. Resolution of vector in space or 3 dimension. What is the magnitude of this vector? Clearly, magnitude is nothing but square root of AX square, AY square, AZ square. Magnitude of vector A is nothing but magnitude of vector square root of just what is there here, one more term add up for Z axis. So, AX square plus AY square plus AZ square, take the square root, will give the magnitude. The direction of this vector is given by, see here, let alpha be the angle between the vector in 3 dimension and x axis, and beta be the angle between vector and y axis, and gamma be the angle between vector and z axis. Then I repeat, alpha, beta, gamma are the angles made by vector A with the positive x, positive y and positive z axis respectively. Then cos alpha is equal to AX by A. The direction is given by 3 terms. Cos beta is AY by A. Cos gamma AZ by A. These are the expressions for direction. In case of 3-dimensional vector or vector in space, direction takes 3 terms. All the 3 are cosine terms, so they are known as direction cosines. They are known as direction cosines. So, direction of 3D vector taken care by three cosine terms: cos alpha, ax by a, cos beta, ay by a, cos gamma, az by a. This is about the direction of 3D vector. This is the magnitude of 3D vector. Just tell me what we get: cos square alpha, cos square beta plus cos square gamma. Sum of squares of direction cosines will give unity 1, because just square this, square this, square this, add, we get 1, because we already know magnitude of vector A is square root of ax square plus ay square plus az square, or a square is equal to ax square, ay square, az square. Right? If I divide by a square, I am getting here 1. 1 is equal to ax square by a square, ay square by a square, az square by a square, right? See, what is ax by a? Ax by a is cos alpha. Here square is there, so cos square alpha. Plus, what is ay by a? Cos beta. Square is there, so cos square beta. Plus, az by a, cos gamma. As square is there, cos square gamma is equal to 1. Or the sum of squares of direction cosines will give unity or 1. In addition to that, what we get for sin square alpha plus sin square beta plus sin square gamma. What is the value of sin square alpha plus sin square beta plus sin square gamma? We know sin square alpha is nothing but 1 minus cos square alpha, identity, trigonometry. What is sin square beta? 1 minus cos square beta, 1 minus cos square gamma is equal to 3 minus cos square alpha, cos square beta plus cos square gamma. Minus t is taken outside. This value already we know. 3 minus 1, the answer is 2. See. So, sin square alpha plus sin square beta plus sin square gamma is equal to 2. Cos square alpha plus cos square beta plus cos square gamma is 1. These are important for not annual examination but for competitive examination. This is about resolution of a vector in 2 dimension and 3 dimension. And lastly, we study about addition of vectors by analytical method. Addition of vector, addition or subtraction. By analytical method. Analytical method of addition or subtraction. This method is very simple. Already we studied rectangular components of vector in a plane and space. Say, consider vector A as ax into I cap plus ay into j cap. This is a 2-dimensional vector because there are only 2 components along x axis and along y axis. Consider one more vector bx into I cap, by into j cap. How to get the value r, which is nothing but a plus b? How to add? Addition is simply how we are adding the like terms. Just you add the like terms. See here ax plus bx into I cap. Add these two, take I cap common, plus ay plus by into j cap. Add the y components, take unit vector common, or I can say r is equal to rx into I cap plus ry into j cap. What is rx? Rx is nothing but ax plus bx. What is ry? Ay plus by, or this is nothing but x component of the resultant. This is x component of the resultant. What is ay plus by? This is y component of the resultant, or in general, resultant vector in 2 dimension can be written as sum of its components along x axis and sum of its components along y axis. The same thing we generalize for 3 dimension. For 3 dimension, what we have to do is, this is about 2 dimension or plane. This is for space or 3D. For 3D, we should take 3 vectors. For 3D, we should take 3 components. So, first component, second component and third component. Similarly, second vector, bx into I cap, by into j cap, bz into k cap. Now, resultant or the sum is nothing but, sum is obtained by adding the corresponding x component, adding the y component and adding the z component. That is ax plus bx into I cap plus ay plus by into j cap plus az plus bz into k cap, or this can be written as rx into I cap, ry into j cap, rz into k cap. What is rx? Rx is nothing but ax plus bx. What is ry? Y component of the resultant, which is nothing but add y component of a and b. And what is rz? Rz is nothing but add z component of the 2 vectors. This is how we add the vectors analytically, or analytical method of addition or subtraction of vectors. For this, I will give one example. One example, with that we end up the session. Say, vector A is ax into I cap, ay into j cap plus az into k cap. B, bx into I cap, by into j cap, bz into k cap. C, cx into I cap, cy into j cap, cz into k cap. These are the 3 vectors they given. All the 3 are 3-dimensional vectors. Find, what is to find is vector t, which is nothing but a plus b minus 2c. Once again I repeat, a plus b minus 2c we should find. What to do? First, keep it ready, 2c. 2c, keep it ready first. What is 2c? 2cx into I cap plus 2cy into j cap plus 2cz into k cap. Now do the required addition or subtraction. T is equal to a plus b minus 2c, right? That is first add the x components of a and b, subtract 2c, like this. See, ax plus bx minus 2cx into I cap plus now similarly do for y component and repeat for z component. What we get? Ay plus by minus 2cy into j cap plus az bz minus 2zz into k cap. Or t, vector t can be written as tx into I cap, ty into j cap plus tz into k cap. Just tell me what is the x component. Tx is nothing but ax plus bx minus 2cx. What is ty? Ay plus by minus 2cy. What is tz? Az plus bz minus 2cz. In this way, we add or subtract by using analytical method. Thank you.